Okay, hey again. So in this video I want to talk about my book again, obviously. So Fool's End is available again in all formats. If you did not watch the last video, I kind of explained what the book's about, all the formats it's available in, and where to find it, which is ashleighwoodward.com. It is my name on here as well. I knew I was going to do print versions because I am a sucker for a print version, and I knew that I wanted it to be available everywhere, not just on Amazon. So I did purchase my own ISBNs because, okay, so I should tell the truth with this. I knew nothing about it. I did this because I thought that this was what I was supposed to do. I did not know I could publish a book without purchasing an ISBN. I think that if you plan to only sell your book with one distributor, like Amazon or Barnes & Noble or whatever, you don't have to purchase your own ISBN. You can use one of their free ones. But the thing is that it's exclusive to them. And while, yes, you'll be able to purchase your own later, I think that it's going to show published by blah, blah, blah. And if you published your own book like I did, I wanted it to say by Ashleigh Woodward. So when I purchased my ISBNs, I thought that one ISBN for the hardback, one ISBN for the paperback, one ISBN for the ebook, one ISBN for the audio. That is why I originally purchased my ISBNs, which are pretty freaking expensive. Now, per format, per platform, so per distributor.
Someone told me this is a unique experience, but it's mine, so this is what I'm sharing.
So right now I currently have a paperback, hardback, an ebook at Amazon, paperback, hardback, audio at Barnes & Noble, paperback at Ingram Spark, and no, I took it off of Draft Digital. And so I have to hold my hands certain ways because I have a condition, so please don't judge the way that I'm having to file my nails. I'm trying to do it like a normal person, but I can't. So then the audiobook is available on Apple and everywhere else. So let's start with Draft Digital because that's the one I removed and it's going to be the easiest one to talk about. So with Draft Digital, I started, put the ebook on there, and because I started with the ebook, when I just went through to add my metadata for my paperback, it just kind of copy pasted everything and just asked me like verify. And so with Draft Digital, there were multiple places that you can send your book to, like other distributors. If I'm not mistaken, I think I had chosen to distribute to like 12 or 13 other places. And so because it is one of the spaces in which you can publish your work and have it sent to different distributors, like a one-stop shop, I thought it was going to be a good fit for me. I had my date set and the day that I wanted my book to go live and all of those things, but I did my exclusivity agreement with Amazon after, and they still had my ebook as available and they were still trying to launch it. So I ended up removing my books off of that platform. Uploading was simple and easy. I actually have my book in PDF form. I have my cover in PDF form. I created them on my own, and I just have them as files on my computer. I uploaded it. They do a quality check. They make sure everything's right, and then they have you do like a little review, and then you can order your proof copy. The pricing goes based off of how much it'll cost to print, how much their fee is for distribution, and they break everything down for you. So it does tell you like what your percentage will be for each of the distributors that you're marketing to through them. So that was very easy, very nice. And then what else on there? Oh, and you have to have like certain sizes and formats for everything. So like even with your PDF version of your book, when it does the quality check, it'll tell you like, hey, this wasn't right, or this doesn't fit, or this doesn't work, or we're letting you know now that when we print this, it's not gonna look like this. So I have color photos in my book. I also have emojis in my book. And so it was showing me what they would look like and things like that, which was very helpful because it helped me to decide if I was going to have different versions for different distributors, which I almost did. I'll talk about that at the end because I almost had different versions. Like I have, I think, 4 versions of my book on my computer, and it's just basically font differences and the color picture differences, because some of the pictures were gonna have to be black and white, and then there was one other thing. Oh, the emojis. So then you are allowed to upload and edit your manuscript over time, like whatever doesn't. If you go in and make changes, you're allowed to do that. So all of that, and then it distributes to all of the places. They will confirm like if they want it and blah blah blah. So Draft Digital was very simple. I am not currently distributing through them. I may start over and like submit my book to them if I get a request from like specific libraries or bookstores who prefer that distributor. Let's move on to Ingram Spark because we're talking about the ones for the library. So with Ingram, it was very easy as well. Uploaded my things. It gave me an error warning question thing that said, when this prints, the quality of your photos is too high. So I export all of my pictures in 4K. Listen, whatever the highest resolution I can give is, it's going in that. Same thing with the color. So it told me your resolution is too high. The print quality may not be what you're expecting it to be. You need to click here to approve this if you want this to go or whatever. I can't remember the exact verbiage, but they actually did a really good job. This gloss cover is from Ingram Spark, and the emojis, the pictures, I understand what they mean by the quality of the picture being too high for them, just because I can tell that the color grading is like a little off. And then on the Reliving invite and the course catalog, the bold font, to me it looks a little crazy, just because it's bold, but like very bold. I don't know how to explain it. But it's not bad, like it's fine. And then like the pages came out good. I like the weight of the pages versus, so this one I think is the 50, and the Amazon weight I think I got in 70, and I think I prefer the Ingram Spark book. But anyway, oh, and the emojis. I can show you a couple of the emojis. So there are text messages in my story, and that is why there are emojis in it. So like it printed the emojis like the Apple ones, the way that I like them, whereas the example was showing me that it was going to be like some different like stock emoji things, and I was like, but it was fine. I also saved versions of the book that said emoji version, and without the emoji version, there's in brackets, it says what the emoji that was in the message would be, because I do say smirk emoji, happy face emoji in the audiobook. So Ingram was very simple. They're beta testing the e-commerce link so that it was easy to, so my phone fell. So pricing on Ingram, it does the same thing. It calculates cost of printing, cost of distribution, and your possible royalty. And it gives you a minimum. It's like, hey, minimum price you're able to charge because we're going to charge you for this for every print book. Pricing on all of them is about the same except the Amazon hardback. So Amazon, again, very freaking simple. I think the part that was a little complicated for me was I thought that I was going to be able to just post my PDF on Amazon like I did everywhere else. I uploaded to Amazon last. So I thought I was going to be able to post my PDF. What you doing? This is plugging in, it's still not going. I don't know if like I was on the light. I was on the overlay. Anyway, so with Amazon, I had to download Kindle Create because you have to create like a Kindle KPF. Can y'all see me? I can't see me. I can't see me. I'm just kidding. I can see me, but I hope that it don't look crazy. So I had to, I'm gonna turn on this other light though, because why would I just sit here without some light? I had to download Kindle Create, and so I thought it was just gonna be easy. Upload it, turn it around, not turn it around, upload it, approve it, export it, and then upload it into KDP, the Kindle Direct Publishing. False. So because I have images, I had to go through each image, and because I'm an accessibility girly, like I like everything to just be accessible, I needed to make sure that I put in on each image the alternative text, and I needed to make sure that it's saved properly for each of them. So there's actually a lot of images in my book. I'll show you because there were 4 specific images. There's an invite at the end. Oh, I have a picture in the book. I forgot about that too. So there's author picture. The invite for the party is in the back of the book. The invite for the reliving, which is the event they're home for, with its course catalog. So that's 4 pictures, and then the playlist is a picture. And then I also have the cover image in the very front of the book. So that's 6 images. I also have acknowledgements, table of contents, dedication, about the author, about Fool's End, an epilogue, a prologue, part 1, part 2, part 3, and chapters 1 through 27. My chapter names, like my headers, are all images because I used a font in Canva that is licensed through Canva. So like if you use it in Canva, it's licensed through them. You can use it for commercial use, whatever, because I also used that font on my cover. And so that in the Kindle Create was a little bit confusing because it was like, there's a lot of pictures. So I had to go through each of those and make sure that they were in there correctly. And if you use dark mode or any mode outside of like the regular plain white mode in the Kindle app, the headers are, oh, and my page splitters, so my page breaks, they're a wave that I made. Wait, did I make that one? No, I might have used a wave from Canva maybe. No, I think I made that wave. I made this little symbol on the book with a couple of images because the series is called A Lesson in Forever. So it's an infinity symbol with like a heart. I know that that's like a common thing, but I think mine's cute. Anyway, and there's waves. So page breaks and chapter headers, they're white on mine because I read on Kindle. Oh, well, I have my computer actually. I read with dark mode. So I'll show you. So mine they're white and I don't like it. But I understand that because they're transparent on my computer. Like on my Word document, they are transparent. I took the background out of them. But for some reason, Kindle was like, don't care. Hopefully this stays on. Kindle was like, we don't care what you did, girl. I need to wash my hands. So I had to go through there, approve everything, and then check the formatting. So Kindle did not import my font for my book. So they have their own fonts, and I did not pick a different one. I went with the default one. So memories in my book are italicized, text messages are bold, and the regular font. So I had to make sure that was, done correctly in Kindle, and it basically transferred over almost perfect. It was almost perfect. I only had to fix like one italicized section, and it was because it was also, and it was a bold italic section. So once I was able to export the ebook, I was able to upload it onto Kindle, onto Amazon, and that is when I opted in for the Kindle Unlimited. So I'm gonna wash my hands. I'll be right back. I turned on an overhead light in case this one goes off again too. So I uploaded it onto KDP. Putting in all of my metadata was simple. I input my own ISBN. If you didn't watch my last video, I explained why I purchased my own ISBNs, because yes, you can use free ones on all of these sites. And then you can create a new version. So when you input your book onto these places, they tell you again, printing, distribution, and your royalties. Oh, that is 3. Anyway, sorry, listen, talking to the camera freaks me out. Anyway, so with Amazon, your ebook can be priced, I think it was like between $2.99 and $9.99. It does tell you based off of like, so it puts your book in there, it does this little thing where it'll show you a book preview, so you can approve it, and then it goes through these quality checks where it'll tell you if there's anything in your book that needs to be fixed. In my Kindle version of my book, which is the ebook that I uploaded to Amazon, it said that I needed to go and adjust my images. So my images were the high quality images, but it didn't want them in 4K or whatever. It wanted them in 300 DPI by 300 DPI, which is the same way that the cover had to be, so that was easy for me to just go in and convert it. So then I had to approve it, make sure I just kind of scanned through each page scan through the whole thing to make sure that I didn't just see any pages pop up and be ugly, because that would have irritated the crap out of me if I turned on my book. Oh yeah, it's electronic. Turned on my book and it had like one random chapter that wasn't on the right page. Oh my god, when I talk about formatting and stuff, that put me through it. But I love my formatting. I think my book is so cute. Because memories are like in the middle of the page when they're past me. Anyway. So then they tell you the minimum, they tell you what they suggest you charge, then you choose what you want to charge. And then you can choose if you want it to go to other markets. So, you know, Amazon's everywhere, so it'll say like, this is what, if your price in US dollars is this, then here it is in euros, here it is in yen, here it is in this. So yeah. Then you just publish your book, they go through another round of quality checks, and then if it's pre-order, it goes up for pre-order, and then if it's for sale, it goes live. Then you can just create new versions with print for that, so that's what I did the paperback. Chose matte first, but then I switched it to gloss. That was easy. Everything kind of translated over. So when I uploaded my PDF versions of my book that I had already uploaded previously that I had saved, I did the emoji version because when it shows you like your manuscript preview, it shows you the what it will look like with the emojis, with the pictures, all that. So I swiped through that, and then the same process that they did for the ebook was there. The different thing with the print copies was they have a cover creator that I was able to go in and make sure that my cover came out right with Amazon, and I'll actually show you. Because the side didn't come out right. So it gives you like this preview. I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of like off center, like it's not centered. But that irked me. I had to fix it. When I looked at the preview though, it looked perfect. So it could just be that this was a proof copy for me, or that this is a copy that before I went back in and changed the cover again. So that's also possible. So they have specific parameters they need. They do have a tool that you can use to figure out like your formatting and things for your cover and for your formatting. Then it shows you for distribution, printing, and what your minimum is for your royalty. With Amazon, they did not even allow me to bring down the cost for my hardback. So my paperback, it's priced the same everywhere basically. I think it's like $1 different on one of the distributors. I can't think of which one right now. So with the hardback, oh, also with Amazon, they do have like this little analyzer that tells you based off of your genre, your word count, page count, and subject matter, that raises the price of your book. So my minimum for my hardback book, I have a picture of it, was like $53.97 or something crazy like that. And so there was like a minimum I was allowed to charge, and I charged exactly the minimum of my book. And actually I might have multiple screenshots because before, so I had to make a couple of adjustments that they told me with my formatting. It's like, hey, by the way, this page here looks like the picture needs to be switched over to 300 dpi, blah, blah. So I did those things, and when I went back, it was like some more cents higher than it was the first time, and I thought I was going to die because like nobody's gonna buy my hardback book. Anyway, so that's how pricing and things posting on Amazon worked. Barnes and Noble. That was probably the easiest one to post to and the most informative as far as like formatting, cover formatting, because it lets you put in your page count, and you put in your page count, like your exact page count, the format of your book, and it gives you like the dimensions that you should format your cover to. So that one was actually really easy, and I used that one to reformat my Amazon one. I think the hardest part of Barnes & Noble for me is there is no customer service. There is no one to talk to. You cannot reach anyone. The biggest issue that I ran into was I was not actively reading, me, an author, not active reading. And I didn't upload my manuscript in time for my book to come out on the right day. Now, because I'd already been marketing and promoting and talking about my book, and every other distributor had August 1st, I just left it like it was, and I just had to let it be. So on Barnes & Noble, my book technically only came out on the 8th. Now, with Barnes & Noble, they do pull, Amazon pulls too. So they are also pulling my book from Ingram Spark. So when you search my book, I'm the only book with my title. So it's easy to find me. But when you search my book, it does have 2 different paperbacks. And so that's why the links on my website are all specific. It says matte, gloss, and then there's an asterisk there that tells you which ones are possibly pulled from a third party. So Barnes & Noble and Amazon both pull from Ingram Spark and Drafted Digital. If you post there, and just like other third party places, they will pull them from there. So when you search my book, if you see like a price difference on the paperback, it's because one is from Ingram and one is Barnes & Noble. So with Amazon, with Barnes & Noble not having someone to contact, I wasn't able to make sure that things were all lined up properly. And whereas with Amazon, you're allowed to make as many changes as you want. In this process, do this, it'll go up in a couple days. With Barnes & Noble, it was different. My processing times were a little slower. So like when I made my first couple of edits with Barnes & Noble, I wasn't able to like upload the next one because I've made a few different edits for like major typos that I couldn't handle that were still in my book. I'll talk about that in another video because I almost took my book down. So yeah, it was simple. It's just if you have not done your final proofread or made sure that you're happy with everything in your book and you plan to make edits, just be careful with processing times because it will not update for people. With Barnes & Noble, I also believe that the update on the website, it gives you like a little warning that it could be between 24 and 72 hours. Amazon gives you that same thing. I have seen Amazon's changes take place a lot quicker though. With my audio, when I tell y'all about the process, audio, it's gonna be insane. But as far as distribution, I went through Voices, and because it does send your book out to 34 different distributors, it just felt like the most simple thing. I did mess myself up with that because I allowed them to upload to Audible, and I've already told you the woes of that in the previous book, in the previous post. But it was easy. They do also do quality checks. Your sound has to be certain specs. I actually used the ACX, the Amazon sound quality check when I did my audio to make sure that everything reached where it was supposed to go. So uploading the files, changing the title names and things like that were pretty simple on Voices, and then it distributed my book to all of the retailers and distributors that were willing to take it. It also allows you to create your own sample. I spliced up bits and pieces of chapter 1 and put them together as my sample, but each distributor will choose what sample that they want. The pricing is the same thing on theirs. Everywhere else it goes by distribution and royalty. It doesn't have printing, obviously. And it does tell you how much your royalty will be for each different distributor, and then you just kind of like agree or don't agree, or you can choose which ones you don't want to distribute to. So that is all of my distribution things, I think. So that was Drafted Digital, Ingram Spark, Amazon, Barnes & Noble. Oh, and the audiobook, which is everywhere, but that's too many names to name, and I did them all again through Voices, and right now I'm currently waiting for the Audible link to be available to me. It should be up in a few days. Okay. Whew, that's 2 whole videos. I've been doing a lot of talking. I'm actually tired. but I need to finish my nails, so I'm gonna do one more video. I think that I want to talk about creating my author pages. We'll talk about that. Yeah. Okay, come back for the next video.